Indoda
on
nje
how we
as a
live.
whole
Msebenzi.
iyasebenza.
Indoda ivele.
Isebenza ebusuku, isebenza ekseni, isebenza noma inini.
Sisafika,
No,
sisanogala.
I'm aware.
Oh, so it was a
Right.
money thing.
What is the relation between you and Skanky DJ?
Ayikho into ehlupha njengomuntu ocela ukudJya.
Indaba yenando zingenaphi?
Kwakukhona oFaith Nkethu nobani.
Ngithathi ngiyasho.
Thongs and fucking
Allegedly, Jazik is the one that threw the first hand.
This is black on black crime.
Yangiluma lo mchita. No.
Abusaqhubeka mina ungafa fi you will die dead.
I remember that era
Semncane
very
nina
well.
niphusha 50 manje.
Yini?
The fact that they
Wena wako walibona ihashe ku7 July.
Was this the Dlala Thukzin one-man situation?
Uba ubhaye lento oyifundayo.
What up? We're back. Welcome to it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My last time Unati was the one apologizing for us being late with a new episode. Today it's me, Sakolis. I blame her. But anyway, welcome back to it. This is how we live. My name is Kilamo. Big Una's in the building.
Hi everyone.
We're matching today. Can you see?
Yeah, we in the brown.
Why? Like, were you stalking me?
We're brown ngathi siyenza amasimba.
Piki, pasha. Sizing amasim. We're not rolling by ourselves today. We have a very special guest. I'm very excited for this episode because I feel like a lot of knowledge is going to be imparted. A lot of game is going to be imparted, but also a lot of, fun moments and thingy. Our first guest, or rather our only guest, guys, it's the first time we have one guest. Halala, welcome to How We
He
Live.
deserves a show on his own.
Our first guest, Bon Pilani Benson Boyama, is a prominent South African DJ, producer, entrepreneur, renowned for his contributions to the Gqom and Amapiano music scene. Hailing from Durban, he began his musical journey in high school and honed his skills in the UK before studying music at Johannesburg's Soul Candy School of Music. Benny Maverick's breakthrough came in 2017 from his single Memeza, that gained significant popularity and showcased his ability to blend infectious beats and socially conscious themes. This song's music video was actually filmed at the University of KZN, where it featured students to highlight their support for the movement, for the Fees Must Fall movement, as well as acting out against violence against women and children. This then ushered his evolution and growth as a music producer, teaming up with fellow Durban native Stanky DJ to form Kwela Brothers to produce hits such as 4x4, Rich, Polo B, Pans Pezulu, just to name a few. Following the success of the music, he then gave birth to one-man concert productions that produces productions such as Piano Cost, Saso's House, Good Sunday, which we're going to talk about, and a few others. Beyond his music career, Benny Maverick is also the founder of Sundance Music, an independent record label aimed at nurturing emerging talent in the house music genre in KZN. Ladies and gentlemen, he's also a restaurateur. We're going to speak about his recently rebranded establishment, Maison, on Florida, in the heart of KZN, Durban's Florida Road. How We Live family, please welcome Benny Maverick.
I'm the only guest here to clap for you.
Yeah, you must
Hey.
Hey.
Ngihlonipha nishayini izandla wangempela guys.
Ala.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to How We
are
Live, bro.
you?
Thank
You fresh
you.
off a flight.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you guys for having me here. I've been checking out your platform. It's dope. So to be invited here today is a bit of an honor. So I highly appreciate that. Plus, you guys are family. Like I play here, quite a lot, over the years. So yeah, I'm very happy to do this. Very excited to do this. I've just got one question before Sqal. Uba ubhaye lento oyifundayo.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, hey, ushwebe into eyiserious.
Ngishwebe manje ngishwebe.
Ushwebe after imemeza ushwebe ukuthi sadedela omunye phezu komunye sama award winning.
Trust me, the show we're coming there. A lot of
Oh,
people don't actually know
angisayibalanga
that.
ezinye izinto, but all right.
Sisafika,
No, trust
sisanoqala.
me. I got you.
Ngangicishe.
I got Sikunika into yakho, singaqinishi.
We're about to start, but every time before we start the show, I don't know
Showcase.
how familiar you are with the show. I'm hoping you really are. We do first things first.
Ooh.
That is a little game that we play where we give you certain things and you have to respond with the first thing that comes to mind within the first 2 seconds.
Sure.
Failure to respond within those first 2 seconds is a shot for each.
I'm aware.
You're aware. Are you ready?
Zon.
Okay, we are going to start. And good Sunday or piano cast.
Good Sunday.
Durban is
Amazing.
a good DJ should.
Always introduce new music.
A promoter's worst nightmare is
A shitty ass attitude artist.
we are Jolana.
Yes.
Stanky DJ or DJ Feel.
DJ feels my best friend in the whole world.
A studio session should have
Bah,
shot.
shots. Nazo.
Shot.
Do I drink this now or later?
No,
Later,
wait,
throughout
we're
the
not
show.
done. Tequila or champagne.
Tequila.
I'm happiest when.
I'm with my kid.
Would you rather have a great event with no sponsorship or a pub event with a lot of sponsorship?
A great event with no sponsorship.
Really? I'm surprised you said that. That's one shot we've keep in count. Obviously you and I operate in the same space in terms of events and stuff. Do you not feel like the insurance of sponsorship sort of takes away a little bit of a headache?
It does. It definitely does minimize your risk, but how do you move on to the next event when your previous events were shit? Like I do so many events, I've done so many events that weren't profitable. You either break even or you lose a little bit of money.
And you owe the
But
sun
because they looked good to everyone, they look good all around, they your brand, there's a lot more than imali.
100%.
Your brand, your events brand, and everything else gets carried, and people want to come to the next one. It's as simple as that. So I totally, yes, we're all in this business to make money, but you're not always going to make money.
100%.
But so long as I gave my clients a key and a quality experience, Pambi.
Very interesting insights on that one. We've spoken about this now, the events thing. You wear a couple of caps, obviously. You're a DJ, you're a label
Sure.
head, you are an event strategist, you're a restaurateur as well, for those who don't know. Maison on Florida. If you haven't been there, please check it out. Very dope venue, recently rebranded.
Oh, amazing food.
Beautiful food. Take us back to when it started and how we got to this point where there's Benny Maverick who wears all these caps.
Okay, I know you've introduced me, but I'll introduce myself quickly. Kamalamo Pilani Benson Goyama. I am a DJ entrepreneur from Durban. Music in Dlala, bro. Like music, I'm a party young kid that started a very long time ago. Kumula Sase High School, my friend's mom used to work overseas, so he was always left at the house. We always used to throw parties at his house, like from high school, you know. From them, I'm in England for just over a year. Within that space in England, I lived in a house. So Moya Kona Pesha, like you get taken through a whole agency thing, ban. And I was placed in a house where there were all these South African guys, and each guy had like his setup DJ Cameron lag. Right? I'm the music already.
Yeah.
So when I found myself in that space, immediately I was like, actually, you know, ngafunda ukudj lapho, then ngabuya eMzansi ngafunda ngene Soul Candy. Angiqedanga Soul Candy futhi because like ingqondo yami is always just racing. I can't sit for too long and do something. I want to go do it now. Hence I then went into music. I wanted to play. Fast forward a little bit, I started thinking to myself, actually angibukwa. Because wonke umuntu DJ, and I think that's something for just any DJ okhona manje, aspiring DJ. Ayikho into ehlupha njengomuntu ocela ukudJya. Do you understand? Because wonke umuntu uyakwazi ukudJya, but when as uDJ unani ehlukile. So at the time when we were coming up, mawudJya, makumele udJ either on a production eceleni or udJya on an event eceleni. Hence I then created Do It Sunday, which then quickly changed into a good Sunday.
100%.
Yeah, so I created these events, and I was afforded the opportunity by my brother, who was also working overseas at the time. Nan, I was like, "Say, you know, Funugant, I mean, this is what I want to do, but I'm sure me, I was Zamela, and then I created these events, and I started playing at my own events to the point where I started being recognized as umuntu
So,
of relevance. You know, that's how this whole thing started.
So, you touched on Ikud Sunday, and I wanted us to start there because I think anyone who does not have any knowledge of Durban or KZN Entertainment, you may or may not know about Good Sunday. Good Sunday was, I think, the Durban equivalent of Pop Bottles, I could say. We are well within your rights to correct me.
No, iqiniso nje lithi. You know, when I came back from the UK, I stayed in Joburg for 2 years. Hence, Soul Candy, ngangisebenza la eSentin City Akajo, ngangidayisa cargo. Into ngakazi uyibone boy. Mina
Colour blocking
bula
yase
shama golf shirt awu2 kanye kanye. But I started going to Pop Bottles here. I was like, this is dope. People are partying in Mini on a Sunday. This is different. Right? Then I moved back to Durban. Then go back to Durban July, I got Figgy Pop Bottles at Durban.
Yes.
And that was the only party I Zogwenzega Emin on a Sunday.
Durban July weekend.
Yeah, bro. I was like, this is dope. But I'm not gonna wait until we Pop Bottles next year. We'll just groove it again on a Sunday.
No.
Hence how I started the Sunday day party culture. Yes, I'm a Shisanyama icon, but us age group, or rather
they
the
call us,
like-minded people.
They now call us the Black Excellence now. That's what they refer to us as now.
You know? So yeah, I was like, no, we're not gonna wait a whole year to do this. Let's start partying on a Sunday during the day. That's how Do It Sunday, which led to a Good Sunday, which was then like the thing.
I remember my most highlights memory of Good Sunday was, I believe you guys had a partnership with X. I stand to be corrected at some point.
Yes.
And I remember that particular Good Sunday was also around about the same time that guys like Dream Team, Niche Fam, Masandi was part of Niche Fam, so I'll add him in there. They started popping off. Would you credit something like a Good Sunday for providing a solid platform for acts like that? I'm speaking about music acts, but DJs as well. A lot of DJs have come through the ranks. Meech, Wobbly, Stanky,
Sure.
All of those guys played around. Do you think that was credited to the culture around Good Sunday because it influenced a whole sort of movement?
100%, bro. 100%. Siqale Dream Team, you know, we already started the platform. Yeah, Good Sunday. Good Sunday was popping. Then Ufil one time, which is a funny story. Ufil started playing, I don't know who's band from it, Dream Team gave Ufil their music. At the time, Dream Team was just popping in Durban, and they've always been popular kids.
Yeah, they were dancers.
Dancers, whatnot and whatnot, right? Phil sends me, he doesn't send me. He plays one of their songs, plays another song. I'm like, yo, this is dope. But now I don't feel and I don't know who it is. So I stole the songs from him to find out who is this. Yeah, bro. As soon as I found out, I was like, no ways, these guys are dope. Yeah, bro. And then I started making friends with them. Gabafaga, go Good Sunday. Then we went through a whole management thing. So I managed them in the beginning of the career, like Dream Team Kala or Punga, nobody. The first gigs in Joburg. Phil was the official DJ. I was their manager. They were performing. As much as I was a DJ at the time, I was also the manager, Muntu Pushin Toyabo, Ganjalo. And we rode that Good Sunday wave with the Dream Team like you'll never understand.
I remember.
And it worked because it made them so popular in Durban. Then it was only a matter of time until SA said, oh, banda abafana abaseTurban that are just killing these shows. Because when you look at these shows, you look at a Good Sunday, you find 5,000 people there, and it Dream Team. But when Dream Team comes on,
yeah, you knew.
You know? So that was it. So you are definitely right in saying some people you can put together with brands like a Good Sunday and whatnot. I grew from that brand, or Philly, and a lot of people. But Net Dream Team was part and parcel of ukukhula kwayo. Ikutsanda was part and parcel of ukukhula kwayo dream team, yes.
Okay, I think that's like very insightful and very interesting because a lot of the time, I've always associated music and events with sort of helping artists grow, right? And that was actually very insightful that you actually put that into perspective for a lot of people in the country that don't know that. Una, I know you had some stuff to ask Benny as well.
I have more stuff to ask about the hospitality side of Benny Maverick.
Correct.
Right, because I resonate a lot with food and hospitality and all of that. And you have fine dining. And you recently opened up Maison in Florida. Beautiful space, great food.
Thank you.
How did you tap into that part of like the industry? Because we just knew you as Benny Maverick, the producer, the DJ. We didn't know you as someone that actually.
I think go 20 between 2017 2018, I got very close with my now business partner and one of my best friends as well, whose name shall not be mentioned, but we as corner.
Yeah,
he likes to be on the low.
Now,
that's my guy.
That's good.
Yeah, Saso na cool nale out over 2017 and 2018, right? Go 2019, like he'd entertain a lot of my thoughts, my ideas, and he'd want to help me in some of the things. Until a point where I was like, you know what? I do so much like hospitality work, like Good Sunday, I'm a VIP. Because when you look at Lama Patis Wenza, Gune VIP, Gune General. But the majority of the spend is obviously in VIP, right? So how do I now create a space that is not going to be an event as a Kamuga once a month or every 2 months, that my core clients can always find like my hospitality. Hence, then we went into building Iwish. So I just gave him, here's the dream, bro. What do you think? He's like, this is dope. You want to do this? Let's do this. Yeah, bro. Did it. Absolutely amazing restaurant. Over the years. Then I think without going into the matter, we know the tragic incident that happened there. Very good friend of mine. And that was it, right? Like uNkulunkulu awazi ukuthi ukhetha kanjani ukuthi abantu bakhe ubathatha kanjani or ubaletha kanjani emhlabeni or kephi. Do you understand? And it just so happened to be there at the spot, and that was like the end of business. Now, as a business person, that's not an easy thing to stomach. Like, you've got so many things ozenzayo that when that happens, it's like you're stripped naked. Usele wedwa futhi awuna lutho, awuna. Do you understand? And for us to have to close shop, and because we closed shop for a year and a half.
Yeah, what was that like, bro?
Terrible. Do you know why? We've got leases in place.
Liquor suppliers.
Kuningi, bro. Like when you're running business, usebenza nge cash flow, usebenza nga yonke into. So staff, you trade, you uyakhoka, wenza loku, uyakhoka, wenza loku. So now immediately when that happens, kunabantu about 50 abasenamsebenzi. Nabantu about 50 abangenamsebenzi bebe dependele kuwena. From those people abangenamsebenzi, there's still bills that you can't run away from. Again, you've signed a lease, and I think at the time we had just re-signed a new lease because business was good.
It was booming.
Yeah, but we had just re-signed a new lease. Now, enye inkinga ke le nto nibhekene nayo manje because akanandaba ulandlord ufuna imali yakhe, yabo. So that wasn't easy either. So now you are incurring cost or incurring debts rather when you're not trading. Yeah, but in the midst of all that, passion is a corner for restauranting and coming back into business.
100%.
So through all those battles and whatnot, we clawed our way back and we built Maison. Like, I think more than anything, mina, I serve a living God. Like angeke uNkulunkulu anginikeze into engeke ezongisinda.
Amen.
Yebo leyo nto leyo. So senza kanjalo, like we tried for a year and 6 months. The first 9 months, let me tell you, I don't even think I walked into the shop.
Really?
It just stayed there dormant, collecting dust. The first day again, I don't want to say I cried. I shed a thug tear.
You cried.
Yeah, well,
Tupac's tears, nigga.
I shed a thug tear because I was like, yo, like I say,
And
Colin,
how do you-
why is it so empty?
How do you make sure right now? Because I know Maison is one of the places I like to go to when I go to Durban. And I know a lot of people that I'm around love to go there. How do you make sure that you always stay a cut above the rest?
To be us as much as possible, right? I won't lie, business is a lot more difficult the second time around. Because in the midst of closure yet, a lot of other shops have come up that had a similar model.
Okay.
And they had a full year and a half to activate their shops, you know. So coming back into business second time around hasn't been that easy, but it's good. Like it keeps you always looking and how to be innovative, how to do things differently.
Yeah.
And I'm a restaurant. Like I want to get people to understand that Uguti, Maison is a restaurant.
Yes.
It's a restaurant that has a DJ, but in the midst of all that, Guti Makshaw 10. Like dinner starts like Maison opens at 3 until midnight. It dinner yaphela ngo 10. From 10 until midnight, low 2 hours low.
Gosh.
You know, the lights come on, the DJ, the music comes higher and whatnot because it's a Friday night, bro. Like,
Yeah.
But is this every night?
no.
Because
On,
I know
on a Friday, on a Saturday.
We're getting a bit
Long in the
tired.
tooth.
Yeah, of the thing of like every restaurant we go to, there has to be habli, there has to be a DJ, there has to be.
I totally get that, but it's also part of the business. Like, for example, when we rebuilt Maison, I didn't want Habli. I was just like, I really don't want
You wanted to
Habli
leave that
because
much money on the table?
you're right.
Oh, so it was a
Right?
money thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you look at it and you say, firstly, all the babies aren't coming here
Yeah.
because Aiki Habli.
Yeah.
Yabo. But when I have an idea of what we're creating, engathi ngangihamba khona ihabli la. Fika uzodla, ushaye idouble yakho, ushaye champagne yakho nomuntu wakho, and then you move on. I'm not trying to be the space ekuthengwa khona ama-champagne awu-12 bese kumiwa kosofa. No.
Yeah.
Yabo. But what we do want is eating, drinking, nehabli, lapho nakhona. And what we even try to do is that we try to separate the restaurant. More dining, alana, courtyard is more habli, more casual stuff, and then you've got an upstairs space that a lot of people fight us on, which is more bottle serve. You know, so you want to give indawo yakho into ehlukile. If I just want to come there siyophuza nabangani bami sishaya amabhodlela nani nani, amanohlala le phezulu la ngihluphe khona abantu. Yabo. If you want to have a date, nomuntu wakho, just more concentrated stuff, you sit in a part of the restaurant. If you guys are just there casual, chilling, you know, dressed down a little bit, there's the courtyard, which is built for that.
Built for exactly
that's how business has been structured. Within all of that, there's other businesses in the flute, in the pride and groom. You know, we try to make a 360 thing. Mina, if ngingakubamba from the time ngivule ekuseni, ngikwenza inwele, akwenza inzipho, wasuka lapho, wazodla eflute breakfast brunch, wabona ukuthi kumnandi la, then uyehla futhi uye Maison.
Yeah.
My job is done.
But let's not forget, you still have to take your shot. But we're going to take shots with you.
Sure.
Because today we're sponsored by Diageo and Johnny Walker. So we
Family.
have to take our tequila shots. Dlala.
We're gonna do shots now, but while Unat is getting the shots, I wanted to touch on something you kind of spoke about, and the journey of sort of being a businessman and going through a rebrand, making sure that the shop is pashasha again and whatever. Within KZN, I could be politically incorrect, but when it comes to the entertainment scene, the amount of black owners and black men that are taking charge and sort of doing dope shit like what you guys are doing has decreased, in my opinion, or rather, the ones that we are aware of, they are not standing on it as much as I believe they should be, because I think we need to inspire the youth and make them actually believe that, hey, man,
It's doable. Yeah,
it's
you can do
doable.
it, yeah.
Like, how has it been being one of those black men and seeing other fellow black owners sort of go through similar, I don't want to say the gentleman's name, but I think you're aware of him. He went through a similar thing with these establishments and blah, 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 blah. How do you guys stand together as a city and support someone like that? Before you answer that, let's take a shot.
I have a toast first.
Oh, yes, toast.
Here's to love.
Uh-huh.
Here's to honor.
Uh-huh.
If you can't come in her, come on her.
Yes, sir.
Go.
There we go. So yes, how do
Before
you
Kubek Cape, if it's on, Gape Nendao.
On her
Position.
back
And then you put a sheet.
or on her
You
stomach.
put it, wait, let me tell you something.
Okay.
Then you put a sheet
Yeah,
on her back, right?
yeah.
And then you put her to sleep.
Okay.
And then when she wakes up in the morning, she's got a cape. You call that Supermaning.
Oh, I told you guys that today you're gonna have a lot of knowledge and a lot of things. It's happening right now. You just got put on
What do you
some
think
game.
Soldier Boy meant when he said Superman that hoe?
You.
Oh, okay, I was too young
Okay.
to know what he meant.
Oh wow.
Well, that is super.
I Urban Dictionary everything that I hear.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I should from now on.
I plan to now after
I
that.
actually, speaking of urban, oh, sorry. You know what? Finish what you were speaking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Get
yeah,
back to the urban dictionary.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I think there has been like I said earlier, black owners, black people in power within entertainment in KZN specifically. What is the temperature like when it comes to that, like now? Because in my knowledge of KZN entertainment, there's a stage where you guys were very united, everyone was like together. Makoya was rocking with Lavi was rocking with Benny Maverick was rocking with Hulu. You know, there was a stage where everyone was, I think, through the growth of also your industry and whatever, how are you managing that? Like, and what is the stance right now as it stands? What's the temperature around that to say, are we standing together? Are we supporting each other's bros? Are we?
No, I think firstly, there are a lot more black-owned businesses now than before. And again, I want to credit that to the partnership between me and my partner. Like, I feel like people felt like this is actually doable.
Yeah.
These guys can do it.
Why can't I?
Why can't I? So for that, I definitely think there's a lot more black businesses, and which is good. Whether we are united as much, I don't know. Maybe cooler, uba umuntu focusing on into zakhe, because as you grow, priorities change, like with everything. So I don't want to say Uti, there's a lack of unity. Maybe in Tuanen, like the generations that are now behind us, maybe unity corner. I'm sure unity corner born.
Yeah.
Right. But as Tina Sikula, umuntu nomuntu push into yak. At some point, gang DJ akphela. Omunye umuntu uset DJ wenza nama-10. Omunye umuntu uset DJ wenza like ama priorities ayashintsha. Yabo. So I don't want to say ukuthi no, it's divided or kukanje. I just think priorities change for individuals. So le generation yethu has gone to a point where people are just looking at different avenues of business. This thing is not forever. DJ no one's in.
Yeah.
It's not forever. So you need to start looking at other things without losing your core identity, which is being a DJ and whatnot. So yeah.
Speaking
priorities change.
Speaking on like changing and growing, when I first knew of Benny Maverick, I knew you as, and correct me if I'm wrong, a Gom DJ.
Wrong.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
What were you before?
I was a house DJ.
A house DJ.
Yeah, I was a house DJ.
And then what made you go into piano now?
It's just the love for your house, net deep house. You see, when the piano came, it came at a time where I think le house ngizothini, is it the tech, Afro tech?
Yes.
Le yo Black Coffee le dlala phesheya and whatnot.
Zwang, zwang, zwang.
Yabo ibi ngena kakhulu, and I wasn't resonating with it as much. Mina angithandi house, deep house. Gung, gung, gung. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's chords, there's you know, all these different things.
It's
The
musical.
song must sing. I want lyrics, whether umshove or ngyakuthanda but the songs had to sing. So when piano came out, immediate, like it didn't take long at all. From umshove, because of umshove, like I liked that song. I'm like, this guy shine inhlambu, thuka inhlamba lo muntu manje. Kwingoma futhi akanandaba. You know what I'm saying? Like, and immediately I was like, this is where I want to be. Yabo, and I want to make this music kanjalo kanjalo. Hence ngisho nememeza. Memeza isn't a gqom song. Memeza is Afro tech. But I took the Afro tech beat ngafaki I vocal phezu kwayo. The vocal isn't saying much. Ngizo memeza the whole song.
Yeah.
You understand? But I needed to hear something other than
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But that's why when we were talking about the Urban Dictionary, always looking out for, I actually didn't know. Only when he was introducing you, that's when I did know. But now it just came back to my mind when he was introducing you that Memeza was actually like
Huge.
it was a huge song,
had
but
another
we were
bigger
here
one.
grooving, but you actually had a different meaning to it. It was for the fees must fall.
It grew into that movie.
Yes
It grew
and
into
yes,
it,
yes,
or it
yes.
wasn't
No,
it?
it grew into it. Yes and no. Again, another story about Timemez. Do you know Dlala Mshunqisi? Oh, another very good friend of mine. Njengoba like how he got into music. Ngangihleli at my friend's house kwaMashu Kandu, yabo. So kunomgwaqo onyukayo. It's like on top of a hill sort of thing.
Yeah.
Kunomgwaqo onyukayo. I heard uDlala for the first time in my life behamba ngemoto. They were in a car. We were sitting in the yard, Kandu.
Yeah.
They were in a car with and they were driving past. This guy's voice was so piercing. I can't even. I think at the time,
Because he also trended for that video.
but he was doing that already. But uDlala is such a people's person, right? Emcimbini uyahambelana-ke futhi uDlala.
Yes.
Emcimbini yabantu, whatever, he'll get there and he'll do his thing. But that was just a vibe for him.
Yeah.
He was never an artist. Yabo. And I was like, ubani lo mjida? I'm asking my friend, athi awune walaphana kanje. Get to the club. I'm like, I'd really like to see this guy. Kanti uzofika futhi club like maybe a month later or whatever. And he started doing this while I was playing. I lost my shit. I was like, no ways.
This is the guy.
This guy is it. I begged him. I had to beg him.
Engafuni.
Benny mina ngiwenza music. Mina Benny ngenza I think wenza amathende catering nani.
Okay.
Athi mina ngishayela into zami la Benny mina ngiwenza music. Mina ngiyithandela ukugroova.
Yeah.
Ngiyithandela ukwenza ini.
Ben.
Ngathi mina ngiyakucela mfethu. Cela nje sizame kule ngoma eyodwa.
Which
We
was
did it.
Memeza.
Which was Memeza. Flew.
That was Memeza was.
And the thing is, sorry, like yabona ingoma njengeMemeza, I knew, like unlike any other song that I've ever made in my life, I knew that this one was a hit because he'd never been heard before. I knew that song was a hit. From the time we were making it, I knew that song was a hit. Shout out to Spirit Banger as well.
Yes.
Like I knew that song was a hit. Like, so by the time Omunye came, no, Omunye Nai was never a song. It was a freestyle. Dlala and I had just, because now after Memeza, we start getting gigs everywhere, right? So when Dlala and I come back from one of these gigs, a friend of Dlala picks us up from the airport. We're driving home. It's a Friday night. I'm still going to the club. As we're driving, Dlala mix Distraction Boys on radio. And the beat, MMS, the beat Yota, MMS is playing within this mix, Distraction Boys. If you look on my Instagram, you can't little video like Dlala starts saying Omunye phezu komunye, Omunye phezu komunye. I'm like, okay, this is dope. I put a phone, ngikhanyisa camera. Omunye phezu komunye. Then I'm typing kuzonyiwa macala, yabo. And lo mpahla leyo ngayizwa kuBongs. Angazi futhi uBongs wayeyisho kephi. Kuzonyiwa macala. Okay, omunye phezu komunye. Kuzonyiwa macala. That's all the song says.
Yeah.
Right? Put the video up. It's just another video, say Cruvel. Video explodes. About Lendi yokuba viral was still a thing. Now you be viral.
Yeah.
Like Uba viral was actually a thing. We went viral for something that was really dope. Video goes viral. Utira's commenting. Everyone's commenting. Oh shit, we've really got something.
Yeah, that's a banner.
Yeah. Okay. It's time to make the song. Distraction Boys is coming up.
Yes, ngiyakhumbula.
I probably begged Distraction Boys for like 3 months.
Really?
To do that song.
Do you think it took that long because the boys were on a rise? Because I think at the time they had Madness, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So and
I think
Madness
they were
was
busy, and I don't know how sure they were on the song, but because I could see, man, this video is moving. Yeah, but because I again, from the time the song was made and the video itself is quite a bit of time.
a long
Yeah. Let's not let this thing die because sesibonile ukuthi abantu bayayithanda. Yeah. The time I recorded for the studio Satira because the Distraction Boys were seventh and Tira at the time. Went to studio Satira. It was a 1-day session. Again, omunye phezu komunye kuzonyiwa macala. You don't need that long to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Made that out. That song I can sit here today and say, I knew it was a good song. I didn't know it was gonna be that.
Yeah, I mean
That was a life-changing song for everyone. For me, for Dlala, for Distraction Boys, for everyone. That was a life-changing song.
you're a summer winner now.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't actually remember that Omoye actually dominated that year. Benny Maverick is a summer
it really
award-winning
did.
DJ and producer. If you didn't know, now you know.
I think the songs, I think what I like a lot when you see what happens in the entertainment space is things that you never expected. You know, when people push so hard for something to go viral, it just never
Then it
does
doesn't,
it.
like click.
But something where you don't expect it, you're just having your fun. You're having your fun, you curating what you
100%.
can, and then it just goes. That's where I can just be like, okay, these were people that are actually really talented that didn't see that their talent can go this far.
Exactly.
So, like, back on music, now that we're on music, we've spoken about Omoye and Memeza. I want to speak about some of the music that you made, obviously, post that you and Stanky DJ coming together, forming Kwela Brothers. Firstly, confirm for the country, what is the relation between you and Stanky DJ?
We share a surname.
Okay.
Are you guys not brothers?
No.
No. We're not blood brothers,
but
we're brothers by spirit.
by tribe.
No.
Yeah.
So this whole time, we've been,
Do you
all
know,
of us
do
here.
you know people even say Nyafana?
No.
Like,
Not to fana, but we've been say I've definitely said, and I'm sorry to my friends, because I've said to my friends, no, they're brothers.
No, I've okay. Me personally, I've known obviously like that it's a surname thing, and obviously within the Zulu tribe, when you say a surname, technically you come from like,
Yeah.
So I knew it was that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be darned.
yeah, no, how that thing came about was I think it was Stanky the first time I met him. Wafika no Mitch to my brother's wedding. Wafika hamba no Stanky. Stanky was in Dwana at the time. Hamba no Mitch. I think I did hip hop at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
He left us.
Hey, Everybody's leaving.
Everyone left
No,
us.
the
Actually,
hip-hop scene is
one
coming
day,
back.
One day, I'm gonna have an episode
No,
where
Okay, no,
don't be like
let's not do that. Let's not.
Don't be like
Let's
the
not do
hip hop
that.
scene is coming. I'm a hip hop lover. I love hip hop.
oh no, we back, baby.
The hip
Trust me.
hop scene is coming back.
Good luck, guys. So uMitcha fika noStanky. Athi nanga ubhuti wakho la na kweyami. I'm like, "Oh, snap." Like that surname is not a common surname, just by the way. It's not a common surname.
Yes.
It's not Umsomi or Uzuma.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean like
doesn't-
kukhona emandiya noNaidu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lonke ndi uNaidu.
Yeah.
Yabo. So kuStanky like, oh snap. Oh, isibongo esifanayo. And ngaqala kanjalo ukuthi sizwane naye. Again, why say he was a lot younger at the time.
Yeah.
Yabo. Kwavulwa iWish. Oh no, then came the phase of a piano. When piano started, I changed. noStanky started changing.
Yeah.
Again, noStanky uthanda deep house. Even now, unama mix deep house that he's putting up online. Stanky uthanda deep house. Yabo. So even at the time, uStanky as much as edlala hip hop on the side, we edlala deep house. So when piano came, I think the switch was the same for him. Wathola lento ayithandayo. Yabo. Like when piano came, I think he just said, actually, because he changed around the same time we did, if not at the same time.
Sure.
Yabo. Then we started playing at a Wish together. Or he'd play at Buki Musazo Dlala, then I'd end up joining him. Then all Saso, no Trevi Dream Team basically started saying, Kwela Brothers, Kwela Brothers. That's how the name, that's where it came from.
Okay.
Yeah, bo. And then we just took it from there. We're like, okay, this actually works. And we're the only people playing in piano like Teppen. Let's ride this thing.
Yeah.
And it worked, and it just became a thing.
How did the music come about? Because personally, I remember when you guys first came out and then you started dropping music. The first time I heard, I had the luxury of hearing Irich. The first time I heard
Oh
it.
my God, that must have been.
I will never forget. I think we were there. We were either there for Durban, July, or one of the Iverson tours. I cannot remember. But for the life of me, I think Ayanda, NSCC's business manager, was like, boys, you guys can go out tonight, nights off, whatever. So that's Rich. Lavi.
Sure.
Got to Rich. I remember I was sitting, well, I don't know what the section looks like now, but I was sitting at that one, right behind the DJ booth.
Sure.
Getting Rich. I said, whoa, who's this? Shazam. Kwela Brothers. I'm like, they're at you now. They make music. So like, how did the music come about? Because I feel like the music sort of catapulted to what we know now.
Yeah. I think when that happened, this just goes with evolution yami as a brand, right? Mina ngaqale nga-DJ, from DJ, I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to start making my own music, hence why I went to Soul Candy Ngefundo Music. Didn't really finish that. So I got an understanding of the music. But ukuhlala ne-computer ngiyipress kanje, not so much. But I'll sit there and tell you, say, like you. That's
Yeah.
So even with that, right? It wasn't enough for Kwela Brothers. Kwela Brothers needs to now drop music.
Yes.
For us to drop music, iziphi intwana into introduce Triple X the Ghost, Effected, Slow Waves, Alta,
Yes.
all those Durban guys, Engspana Nab. And I found them bonke like in different pockets. For example, Gangs will be the vocalist. Le vocalist, let's say, no, kono mngani wami oshaya beats, bize le beats. Hayi, lo mjitu blind. Wena usungasala wena but siyaqhubeka nalo ama beats kanjalo. So it was only gonna work like that. So it's not enough DJ. Let's now start dropping music. In the midst of dropping music, let's introduce other people into the game. Hence why through Kwela Brothers, you've found people like Slow Waves or Triple X the Ghost and Effected, Ganjalo, who are now they are gonna start their own thing as well. People always ask me all the time, why are you in the game? Ufigu introducing Dwana and then bese intwana ziyayihambela zokwenzela into zabo. I'm not in the business. I'm not in the business of owning artists. I'm not
Yeah.
a record label. Record label mina as
Yes.
yeah, well, but I want to give as many people a chance as possible. Wherever I have a platform, wherever I can find talent, I'll spend my money and never ask for it back. To make sure ukuthi into yami yenzeka nento yakhe yenzeka, into yami yenzeka nento yakhe yenzeka.
We both
Kanjalo. How you decide to carry your brand and move on with your brand is solely up to you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to having to invest in me and you, I'll never be afraid to put my money forward.
So do you feel like, because you have a record label of your own with Sundance, do you think like there's this weird perception of amaraz, right? And I think you've earned your stripes now. We can put you there now. Unless you don't want to be there yet, then you can tell us I'm
Sure.
Raz. But there's this perception and this inception that you guys, you start these record labels. And for those who don't know, in the music industry right now, what's winning from a label perspective is the boutique label. To just give you a little bit of game, boutique labels, someone like a Benny Maverick starts a Sundance, signs artists, licenses the music to a major record label makes money, he makes money, the artists make money. That's the formula. There's this picture that is drawn amongst young people, young musicians, young producers, that you guys, you do this and then you want to gatekeep everything. So when we're making the song, it's Gucci, all is well, life is great. You know, Benny Metro, we had
Nando's.
Johnny Walker, Nando's, you understand? And then music jobs, yes, we sign split sheets, what. But in the split sheet, Benny didn't make the song, but Benny's collecting 50% on the publishing. Like, what is, like, firstly, you're a record label owner yourself to dance music specifically. How has it been navigating that space with the younger guys? Firstly, teaching them how it works, but also being in a space where you can do now into, but from a business perspective, you still profit. Because at the end of the day, you're a business, bro. You can't just fork out money without a return of sorts. Like, how do you navigate that fine line between being a good brewer via making sure the kids are good, but also still profiting as a businessman?
Mina, I think I make it clear to laba engisebenza nabo, especially laba engibabalile manje. I-session yami ney'ngoma zami eyami.
Okay.
This, because I'll fly artists, I'll bring someone from Joburg, ngibabhukhele ngenze yonke into. Lezi ngoma lezi ezenzayo manje as a project yami.
These are my masters.
Yes, this is what I'm doing. Right? I'll give you your feature or sebenza sobabili ngomeni or whatever the agreement is. But logu okwami and every single thing, mind konke ne-studio hamba nake seni. Your equipment, angeke ngikubangele umsini ukuthi hey nina nenza ingoma nge-equipment yami so nginike. I don't care, bro.
That's big.
Like I inhliziyo yami ayikho lapha, angikho ekutheni ngifuna into zakho or ngifuna uku-owner into zakho. You know, when I sleep at night, right? I sleep at night knowing very well ukuthi I didn't have to rob someone, I didn't have to kill someone, I didn't have to cheat someone out of imali yakhe or anything of the sort.
Or Nando's.
Yeah, like mina sizokwenza kudli.
Le ndaba yeNando's ingenaphi?
If you know, you know.
If you know,
but again,
you know.
but again, even that is such a wrong, Leon, because man has every right kulezo zinto lezo because he has provided all the platforms.
100%.
Do you understand? So akusho ukuthi I know, just give them a chance. Oh, siyahluka. Mina, I might not want shit back.
Yeah.
But another person can.
Yeah.
There's
And
nothing
it's
wrong.
okay with
you
them.
don't read an agreement if there are agreements. Kanjalo. That's the problem that we and I say we all have as people, as artists. Fine nokuthi Apple mawungena kwi phone yakho kuqala. do you consent? Uvela uthi wena yes uphinde udlule.
Without reading the terms and
Awusho
conditions.
ukuthi sex tape yakhe sefonini yakho masihalela ukuyilauncha kusasa singayilauncha yini. Wena uvumile ukuthi yes.
Ish,
I
now
think-
my hidden folder. Ish.
Yabo. Asidla any game ukuthi asibukeni ama hidden folders. Anginayo just by the way sengiyazi.
I have a hidden folder and it's hidden for a reason.
Give me 0 in that department.
It's hidden for a
Baby,
reason.
we are safe.
I wanted to ask you, Benny, you travel within Johannesburg and Durban a lot.
Nomhlaba siyahamba now.
No, please
Umhlaba,
give my
it's a
brother
given.
his
No,
flowers.
it's a given.
Global.
It's a given, but we are now speaking locally, right? Globally, you do.
Sure.
But I'm speaking now locally between Johannesburg and Durban. You can come in a month, you can come to Johannesburg almost every weekend if you have to, and still have to go back to Durban because you have a family that side, you have your business, your life is in Durban.
Whoa, pause. Businesses.
Businesses in Durban and your family in Durban and everyone. But here it's also work.
Sure.
Doesn't that like take a strenuous toll on you?
Yes and no, because I know that a weekend yami is for me to do less things than I manje. On a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's no Monday manje is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
okay. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday are in Thukzin to collect. You know, I do my gigs, I do whatever I need to do. Is when I'm out of town. But between Monday and Thursday or Tuesday and Thursday, I have to be in Durban because I have to go back and nurture the businesses and do this and that. Be with my family, kanjalo. So, I've also had I also have the privilege rather of ukuba ne support system that doesn't mind me working like this because it's genuinely work. From before I had my kids to even manage, it's always been the same routine. I didn't start all of a sudden to get gold manage.
Yeah.
No, I've always been Upenny from before, always. So, and anyone of Yam, you are well aware, Wuti. This is my life. This is how it's structured. These are the things that are surrounding me. Is you is or is you ain't.
Oh, you in or not?
You you in or not? Touching on family and thing, you just spoke about having a kid. How's fatherhood and entertainment? Because I think you're probably the first guest that we've had. We've spoken about entertainment and relationships. We haven't spoken about fatherhood and entertainment because I can imagine. I'm not sure the age of your kid, but I can only imagine you coming home from like 6 gigs, flights, what, into understanding you like, daddy, Coco
Well,
Melon.
It's. I guess everybody does it, right? You know. Or I don't know whether this is credit or not, but or DJ get given like a lot of credit of Wuguti. Like how do you do this? Like, or you're always away, you're traveling, or nabantu abenza ama-tender benza njalo, nabantu abenza amabhizinisi wonke umuntu indoda nje as a whole
Msebenzi.
iyasebenza.
Indoda ivele.
Isebenza ebusuku, isebenza ekuseni, isebenza noma inini. I don't think as umuntu wesifazane or anyone for that matter ufuna indoda routine iphuma endlini ngo-7 ibuya ngo-5 ngo-5, or even if you do leyo muntu loyo uhlezi enza into eyodwa nemali yakhe izoba yodwa kanjalo. Hey, don't get it twisted. Sithi masihleli la ilive kuqhuma ama-champagne kuyakhulunywa la ukuthi manje vele leya mpahla ye-construction siyimisa kanjani. It happens all the time. There's babies all over the place. But imali nayi la eyakhulunywa. I'm telling you right now, ebusuku people say on the golf course and whatnot. Oh yes, all of those things they count on the golf course. Now saying a pedal. Now we pedal. I'm sure people are signing deals.
Oh,
Now say
definitely.
club. Now say club.
I was about to say the
Definitely.
club has also become the new age boardroom. Speaking of like new age boardrooms and business, and I wanted to touch on a little bit on your new babies, which was just speaking about you being a father. I think your newest babies being one man, concert productions, and obviously you now. I mean, I stand to be corrected. With Saso's house, I don't know if the partnership was always you were there from
inception.
From inception. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. I have a little bit of insight from being your previous sponsor, but that one we won't talk about it. But like the growth of specifically Saso's house, I think you guys are on your 6th year now.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing, bro. Congrats. It's on your shirt.
You even came with the shirt.
He came with the merch. I asked him for the merch off camera.
The thing is about you being a brand, you're also showing anywhere that
Mele.
you have to show off.
Manje ngizofika la ngigqoke isela cost.
No.
Umlungu mfana mayemsebenzini ushaya jean, eshaya isicathulo ne-golf shirt ebhale company yakhe. Akadlala njalo umlungu. Afike emeetingini. Buza thina ke boy. Sofika lapha sigxiza Gucci from head to toe.
But we're here to pitch our brand.
Yeah.
So take us through that. Like how, firstly, One Man Productions, how did that happen? Piano cast, Saso's house. Let's go.
Okay, to first start with the Saso's house. Saso's house came right after a Good Sunday, after we put an end to a Good Sunday. Like everything, right? It must come to an end, one way or another.
Why do you stop Good Sunday? You'll come back.
It must come to an end.
No.
We had been doing it for 8 years or something, like 7-8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but just like hip hop bottles, just like Izzy and
But what makes you feel like it has to come to an end? There's so many things that are going on for more than
Sunday.
8 years. We were like, okay, it's still continuing.
I was very happy to leave that project with memories. Abantu still ask me till today, is a Good Sunday. Forget it, bro.
We have Saso's house now.
Yeah, there's other things. Yonke into mele ihambe and mayiphele at its peak.
Yes.
Yabo, ingapheli sebengeza abantu sebeyikhuluma, because the more you lose people, the more your quality in production and everything else drops, and igcine iphela ngendlela ebhedayo. So you might find that umuntu oqalayo kuya kuleyo nto leyo, their lasting memory of it was but ayibheda la part lana in the beginning. You know? So one A Good Sunday we had to stop it. We had been doing it. And imagine if waqala ukuza kwi Good Sunday usana 21, 7 years in usana 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it.
Because izinto kumele uzibuke kanjalo ukuthi kunabantu esifika nabo in the game. We were all young together, but we've grown up.
Yeah.
So once we've grown up, how do I offer them something different? Okay, guys, Sesne restaurant manje, more chilled vibes. If you want this product on a regular basis, here's a restaurant. Okay, but we still want to groove on a during the day party. Introduce Saso's house.
Yes.
Saso was already throwing parties. Saso's got a massive backyard. Kubo.
Yeah.
Kubo
Saso.
Gubo Saso.
4x4.
So we'd come there sometimes to Agne Patawesville. But Igasas.
Sure.
You know? So they had been doing it before. Then Saso wanted to do something during, I think it was around December. We came together and we said, let's do this. I think the initial name was Pool Club or something along those lines. I can't remember.
Boys, that was a boring name. Saso's house is better.
Well, today it's a cool name, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, dude. Lendele mvethi iphathi yakho, iphathi kini. See, one thing I've always been able to identify, which leads into the other stuff that we're talking about. I've always been able to identify a favorable brand, a favorable person. right? And then we take that favorable person and brand and we build around that. Hence, one-man concerts with Ustanki. Before it was with the first one was with the Thukzin and whatnot. So I'm able to see umuntu, and then let's accentuate into yakho. Let's put some money behind it. Let's put some experience and whatnot and what. So the same thing happened at Saso's house. Saso had a concept, and I said no. For this thing to touch abantu, ibize ngegama lakho, is Saso's house. And I think for me, I think it also came from that Run's house thing, or you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, no. Land of it to go by Saso's house. Le party, igini, it's in your backyard. When people walk in there, because it's your house. Yes. Hence Saso's house.
Okay.
Yeah, but Saso's house started. It's a day party backyard. Saso, Sfago Sofa mild. Hi man, this thing is working.
It's flying. It's trending. You're on TikTok.
Another one. I got a business at the time. Like
it was just a party.
Yeah, that's a shady part. On the third one, we were like, no ways. And when I say third one, this is in a space of December. We threw a party. Second week of December, through a party, third week of December. By the time the fourth week of this, because I think the sounds about 4. Because
in 1 December.
Yeah. No, they were going off.
And there's 31 Saturdays, Magushu Saso, 31 Saturdays in December. Yeah, well. So on the third and fourth one, we're like, hey, we now need to start selling our own liquor.
Yeah.
We need to start treating this thing like a thing. Then very good Sunday to be sing a sec. So people miss that whole lounging VIP thing. Then we took it, how I explain it is, we took it Good Sunday and we just made it to VIP.
The whole of Good Sunday.
Yeah, Good Sunday. VIP. Yeah. So Saso's house is now bonke labantu babegcwele VIP babebooka amatafula eSaso's house. Built the culture of having to book tables before and gakokwa before amatafulo 15, 20, 30,000 and people to sit in someone's backyard. But because it was so dope, the vibe was great. It was very authentic. Like ubano zoshaya a house party emini. And everyone was there. All the hot girls were there. All the popular Instagram people were there. Some point where I got figure in the beginning of Saso's house, isago kwakono faith in gates, bani.
That's
a pool, like with them at their young age, we a pool in thongs and fucking that shit was crazy. And that party just became a thing.
Fast forward 6 years later, you guys are here.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, since. Because, not last year, the year before. After 3 years, we took it outdoor. We said, okay, guys, we have ransacked Resville enough. Abasas fool. Guys, what we used to do there was illegal. Again, people keep saying, guys, you should...
It was 100... There's no joke at Saso's house.
At all. You guys should go back to doing it good backyard, more niche. I'm like, guys... That party was illegal as fuck. Hey.
So now you guys are doing it at a much bigger space.
Yeah, more outdoor. Again, it's not meant to be party about 5,000.
Yeah.
It's also house rights ngamatafula with 30. Amandaba normal general tickets about 200, 250, and another 300 people sitting in VIP. If it's about 800 to 1,200, enough. Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Hence why this brand has lived for this long is because it's quality over quantity. Doesn't matter whether ni Kona or a Nico or whatever, but so long as the numbers are kept to that, will always be good.
And then on the flip side, there's Piano Cast, which is the polar opposite of Saso's.
Yes, correct.
It's Gushipiano.
Full blown.
It's for those who do not reside in KZN or haven't had the pleasure of traveling. Imagine balcony mix in KZN, but balcony mix like where piano. Like now the boys have evolved the model to having 3-step and what with balcony mix, but Piano Cast is still like pure piano. Like
sure.
How do you do that in a province like KZN that is dominated from its inception? I think from the moment we discovered KZN as the rest of the country, all we've ever known KZN for is Gqom.
Yeah, correct. In terms of a piano cast is Stanky's brand. Yeah. Piano cast is an online platform where Ustanky would plays mixes.
Yes,
He's
yes.
the king of exclusives really in Durban. Records his mix and puts it up on YouTube views. Then I think at some points baqala bahlangana no LV. I won't know the story, but or no Lavi at some point.
Yeah.
Then they were started to make these smaller parties. So now he's no longer just making mixes for himself. Signama event or whenever there's an event that brings Stanky to record a piano cast within that. So Stanky gets to play a set, and because Vele there's a vibe happening, Besega shoot. Right. Then I came in at some point. I created a proposal, one-man concert, which was based on another artist.
Yes.
In its inception, it was about someone else completely. It was a one-man concert. Go Munyu Moon.
Was this the Dlala Thukzin one-man situation?
No, there was. So the first one was Dlala Thukzin one-man concert.
Okay.
Yes. So like again, Lapo, we took Thukzin, who was a favorable brand, who is, I guess, a favorable brand. But he was much younger at the time. But because he was just, and I was a fan of his music, like Babesy, and like he was producing for everyone. I said, okay, I like this kid. And on top of that, Idwana Seloksheni, isidumile, but I got figi to
mainstream.
But people love supporting the underdog.
100%.
Yabo. So let's go to him. Let's pitch this. We do this thing. It works. Years later, I think we took a break on it for about 2 years. Then we came back. Sesienza Futi E one-man concert on another artist. Agreement didn't really work out between me and the artist at that time.
Yeah.
Not even that the agreement didn't work out. I just don't think he ever took me seriously. Yeah. Then I'm like, actually, now I'm going to stank in a piano cast. I was thinking, stank. In fact, what do you think? I just think if you think it can work, it's wrong.
Why not?
Yeah. We do the first one last year. Jesus Christ. Like, I even said last year, Guti, God damn when's my event. But that was the first time I've actually done an event as Beningedwa, Sundance. Every other event was myself and Phil and other people. Or like I was always, but that one, it was just purely Sundance music producing that event. Right? I was like, this is amazing. Like I didn't know I could actually do shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Another year comes, which is this year, we do it again. So we're like, guys, we have to do this thing again. It worked. One-man concert. Mind you, Ustanki had just come from a horrific accident where he nearly lost his life.
Yes.
So it only makes sense that we celebrate his life, Ngale one-man concert again, because it could have been another artist, but because of what had happened, and he didn't DJ for like quite a while.
Yeah, I mean,
could
barely use his hands.
Yeah, was November kanje. And then we brought one-man concert back this year. We told the whole story of how to appreciate life, and he nearly lost his life. Ganjalo. Again, people love supporting the underdog, and we're actually good at what we fucking do. Production went up a whole lot. But we are busy when's the event again. Event.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, but because Satan and equality, I'm you'll always come back if I keep giving you the right. Yeah, but so I think it was very important that from last year, how do we take this up a notch? Exactly, we did that. We took everything up. Screens were flying, PAs fly. Like, it was wild. I stood there the night before in the center of the thing, just looking at this, and I said,
this is amazing.
You actually did this thing. Before the day, because I already knew Ngaksasa cost, right? It's going down.
Yeah.
Tables are fully booked, the tickets are gone, and. So it's just been an evolution over time of izinto ezizenzayo from Do It Sunday to Good Sunday. And I'm not ashamed to say I've seen things. Majorly balcony mix, yes. For us to get to this thing, it's because we've seen things like balcony mix. For us to do Good Sunday, we've seen things like pop bottles. And then how do we now make them our own thing in Durban?
100%.
Ganjalo, yeah.
What's the craziest misconception that people have about you that you've seen on social media or whatever?
Abantu bethu believe ukuthi ngisihlama. As a whole,
Yeah, but
I'm a mean
Benny's not a
person.
nice guy.
I mean, I thought the same thing when I first saw Benny. Like from working here at Live, so I never knew you personally before working at Live. I obviously just knew you as the DJ producer. And then when I first met you here at Live, I was like, I don't know if I can go
No, it's my face. I think I've learned that over the years. My son has that face.
Really?
My son scares me sometimes. And
Your
he's
son-
only
your-
4.
Your son is about to run his primary school and his high school.
As fuck, bro. Like, I think Ubuso, right?
Okay.
You know, someone can tell me sometimes, like, relax. Like my friend, like I feel like I'm always frowning and like why you people ask me something, why are you angry? I'm not, bro. Like this is just my face. I was
And then
born like
until
this.
people
every
actually
day.
get to know you and they realize,
Yabo mina masuhlale
Lorna.
nami mina angifundi ukuthi i-movie i-horror. Angibuki i-horror movie. Like there's no need. Kuyabheda ukusaba. I am comedy or like I'm such a light-hearted person.
Yeah.
And obviously akudliwa ama-smarties la ngeke ngihambe ngisinekela wonke umuntu. Like
Okay, yeah.
you know. But lo ngaziyo lo ngihlala nayo kanje. Do you know how many niggas have said to me, "Hey boy, bengicuphile."
Damn, that's wild.
Like ngalendlela that, and they don't
Tupa
know
means
you.
I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for the day
Where you make a
where
wrong
you make a
move.
fuck up and I deal with you. She's closer.
I am Kwasa.
Yeah. So like so many brews have said that to me, Uguti. We were just waiting for you to step on a nigga's shoe.
And then you're gonna see some.
And over nothing also.
Yeah, because it's very easy for people to look at you and say, "Hey, asshole." Or because when usuzwile ngami or whatever, so asshole. Hence, going back to the Ndebeng issue, Uguti, I know how to identify a favorable brand. I'm not a favorable brand.
Yeah.
So angeke mina ngivele ngisuke namhlanje mina, oh, Benny Maverick one-man show.
I mean, it could happen.
It could, 100%. But I'm also self-aware of Uguti. I'm not the most favorable brand there is. Like, when people have already started looking at me, you look mean, you look this, you look this, you look that. And I've learned to take that over the years. Like, I've known that for a very long time. It doesn't faze me anymore. It doesn't.
It's
But
nothing new.
people have that misconception, Uguti. Like I'm just this mean or asshole of a guy.
Benny the
Until you
mean.
sit with me, right? Spuza amadama Don Julio nani la kumnandi.
Hey, iglasi yakho iphelile.
Benny the
Awusasela.
mean. I'll send. Sasela
Hey,
how we live.
Awusasela.
While Benny gets
buka nale le pipe liphumile la
Yabo.
angisakwazi nokubhema.
how we live. Hospitality zero.
Bayazi kini ukuthi mali phuma uyalibambela wena.
Ooh.
Phinde ulibuyisele phakathi.
La. Nazo. Yeah, pull it up. Before we move on to
I can't
More
even
lighter
respond
things.
to that.
and the things that are happening in the world, before we get there with Una, there's one more thing I wanted to ask Benny about. There has been rumors and sort of conclusions that people have drawn for themselves within the industry, internally, externally, however you look at it. There's a rumor that when Anostenki sent Lugen and Koyama Brothers is dead, there's no more Koyama Brothers. We're never gonna get Koyama Brothers. You guys are still cool as business associates, but from a perspective of being a DJ duo, we must just kiss the balloon away. You know, you let the balloon go by mistake and the balloon just flies away. care to give us some insights on that within the bounds of what your lawyer has advised you to speak on?
This rumor has been circulating. No, I'm not gonna say it's Thukzin.
Okay. Like a boy
just-
band.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of priorities. Again, ngimdala and ngimdala kunaye uStank. Stanky has his own priorities. He's into business, nama business akubo nanani. I've got other things that I do. So it's not and I guess we had to go through the phase of being Kwela Brothers to realize that it's not easy to be married to someone, because what I do affects you. What I do, if I can't make it to gigs this weekend, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Right? So in regards to that, it's just a difference in wanting to do izinto ehlukile. Yes, at DJ, I think the stance of DJing more individually has definitely been taken. But we still do gigs together. I mean, just last week or a few weeks ago, besidlala birthday ka Black Coffee. With coffee there and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got that booking, but again, we were
Are you Benny Maverick, bro?
we were
Come on.
booked there as Kwela Brothers to come at Black Coffee's mom's birthday, and we are still getting bookings as Kwela Brothers. So those that we can take, but 100%, we are now more focused on our own individual brands. I mean, I've got an album coming up. I have to start focusing on into zami for my album. For the past year, I've been building this album for just over a year. I'm sick of even some songs in that album because I've known them for so long. But because I've been working on this journey, album ngedwa, I deserved to have an album. I've done so much music, angazi and keep it a full body of work at Penny. Yedwa. Yeah, but I've done an EP, but I've never really done a full body of work. So this has been coming for a while, where ngifuna ukuqhubeka into zami, continue my journey as uBenny, because I was Benny Maverick before Kwela Brothers.
Yeah.
Some award winning, blah blah, whatever. I've
heard
been
that, my friend.
I know. I heard that.
I've
caught
been
that.
that before Kwela Brothers. I've been Kwela Brothers for the past 4 years. I want to go back to being
Benny.
Upen. And I love how Stank is also now exploring It Deep House. He's going back to his roots as well. I mean, we have
No. Your roots
So
are hip hop.
Anelwi-
Come back home.
Huh?
Come back home.
No.
Migrant.
So I don't know who to buy or Tesialwa or whatever, but Asilwi. It's just a matter of a difference of
But-
wanting to do easy.
But say when ufika Stank, he was hard driving and my exclusive. Wahamba naye.
Hayi bethu umuntu nomuntu uyayifunela ama-exclusive wakhe. But no, man, uStank is my brother.
Kwela Brothers.
Yeah, so I never want that misconception yokuthi contest xabanisa or whatever. Yes, abantu in general, they might have misunderstandings, or even during Kwela Brothers, right? There are things that you might want to do that I don't think are the good move for us. Kanjalo.
Okay.
But you do those things and you move on, right?
Yeah.
Akukho okudlula lokho. But I think for the past 8 months, in fact, this thing grew a lot more when uStanky couldn't DJ. Post his accident, I wasn't gonna stop working because he was in that situation.
And the demand is
so
now
that thing grew kahle ukuthi ngisebenze ngingedwa, yabo. And when he came back, I was also adamant to kumele asebenze eyedwa, because uStanky naye, and he's been through this thing, so he needs to bring his name back as uStanky before Kwela Brothers. We can't be labeled as that when he was actually uStanky DJ before Kwela Brothers. It's like he's received a new lease on life, right? So now he must live it as himself, as an individual.
Speaking of new leases on life, we're going to come back and chat about your album a little bit before we wrap up the show. Una, Sulani Way recently got a new lease on life. In the form,
Did you see the video?
In the form of
I saw it.
In the form of Ipechi delivered by...
No, but you can't see in the video.
So
You can't see what in the
so
video.
in the video,
It's like a whole ruckus, but you
No,
can't see who
so
did what
those
to who.
those who were present, who were at shout out to Jazik, he's a family member, who were at the establishment. So okay, before I even get to what those who were present are saying, this is what they say the sequence of events was. Apparently, Tulani has a new mix series that he's working on or has launched or that is whatever. You're a venue owner yourself, so you can actually weigh in on this a little bit more. He walks into Jazik's venue, and according to people, allegedly, Tulani, allegedly, he demanded to record Maporisa and Kabza's mix. As you know, between the two of them, they alternate between their residency at Jazik's establishment on Mondays. Jazik did not approve of that because stuff like that generally is cleared in advance. There's a lot of label clearances to go through, blah, blah, blah. Both Kabza and Maporisa are affiliated with a very big major label, so you don't just record stuff from them. So Jazik, being the businessman he is, the record label owner he is himself, he said, no, we can't do that. Fast forward to that, apparently Tulani persisted, so much so that he did the cardinal sin that you should never do to any DJ, which is leaving your drink in the DJ booth when I'm playing. Apparently, he left his drink, and the drink in question was why the brewer spoke to him initially to say, move your drink. Here, you are disturbing the thing.
Sure.
In that process, apparently he also then proceeded to try connect something to record the mix, blah, blah. The sound went off.
Dang.
And
That's just that's
Danky
foul.
Jay-Z lost it from what we're being told. I'm yet to hear Jay-Z's side. I tried to have a conversation with Tulani and get him on the show and get him his comments. Yeah, that one is a story for another day. But you're a venue owner yourself. How would you feel if Kilamo walks into Maison and says, fuck you, I want to record Wobbly's mix? I'm not saying that's what Tulani said. I'm just painting a scenario. Like,
Egnugi Nando's manje lapho ngilambe. Wawayizwa ubona uma udlule KFC ulambe Louise.
iphunga lithi lingena ngewini.
Same thing. Ngiyayibuka iNando's la ngilambe ngashona.
Ikhona khawusixelele qala.
One, okay, again. So Mina, I'm speaking not knowing the context. I hear what you have said to me. I'm speaking from a point of view where you've given me.
Yeah.
Right? It's disrespectful to walk into anybody's establishment and do anything of the sort, right? Angeke ufike uzorecord abantu bengatshelwanga. Angeke ufike you just can't walk in and do anything. If you come into the DJ, I mean, guys, we do this thing all the time. We're all friends.
Yeah.
Siabazo DJ, Siazana song. So if I come to the DJ box and I start talking to you and I put my drink there and say Kulmela, I don't think that's a problem. But if that what I'm doing is disturbing what is happening at the establishment, then as an establishment owner, I have every right to tell you, but I was at then if ungalaleli, it's a fight now. Yeah, well. So again, I don't know. I'm hearing the story for the first time. I just saw the video, and even in the video, you can't really see who's slapping who. It's just a whole commotion.
Allegedly, Jazik is the one that threw the first hand.
Damn.
Allegedly.
Did Tulani lay a hand on him?
Well,
this is black on black crime.
Not to hurt him, but probably as a defense, like soon better. Young Luma Lum cheetah. No, but maybe not to like lay a hand on him, but maybe just to like defend himself, you know, like obviously if someone's hitting me, I'm just Funu's defender, you know. But I don't think
you frequent the establishment.
I'm there almost every Monday.
Yeah. I'm going there this Monday.
Sikona, sama no penny.
Jazzy.
No man, angazi on that situation. What I don't like is to see two very influential people
100%
fighting, and because Glenn took one umuntu ne phone, we are shooter. You know, yabona ama-relationships ayafana, friendship, work relationship, romantic relationship ayafana. Masixabana mina nawe la, those people mustn't see us fighting.
Yes.
There's a lot
We
of people.
mustn't, guys. I don't know now. It's my
You see, Benny's not used to podcasts. His phone's on.
So yeah, meaning even if we have a disagreement, right? The people in front mustn't see us having a disagreement.
Yes.
The people that
Let's
are
fight in
watching us,
private.
yeah, we can't do that. Now, unfortunately, if drink pants, what's my send I know, then like
Yeah, like it's
There's
hands
nothing else
now.
I can do. I have
You
to
know?
fight.
yeah.
It's the same way of these ladies. I don't. Do you actually watch Real Housewives of Durban?
I
You're
don't
from
watch it.
Durban.
Yeah,
I don't watch it. I know about it because it's everywhere. Is that like genuine question? Is that like the most popular housewives of the thing?
No.
Or noma khona abhetha kunalawa, yeah?
You know,
in the series, I don't think it's the most popular. I stand baby. You'll correct me when I get home. I don't think they're the most popular, but I think whenever they have like a viral episode, specifically the Durban ladies, it goes very viral because of like for example,
Yo, the
there's-
other day, I heard, or I saw a clip. So I don't know who the characters are, but I heard someone saying, "You work on your leg,
Yes.
you work on your back," and something like that. I was like, God damn.
Firstly, that's just wrong because if we're speaking of Real Housewives, right? It's in the name, housewives. A lot of them do run businesses,
Yeah.
right? But the main thing of being a housewife, no, a lot of them actually do.
their husbands' businesses.
A lot of them do.
Okay, sure.
Right? But the main thing of being a housewife, if we actually take it back to basics, is just to be like JoJo, where you're just a housewife. Your man takes care of every single
George
thing.
Loma Tattoo.
Yes.
I enjoy it.
Like her man takes care of every single thing. She's just pretty. She lives life. She just swipes her man's card or whatever.
So the rest
Right?
are
So
like
that's basically, if we could argue and say that she's working.
I suppose my housewives in.
fuck
No,
all.
not all of them.
Yeah, senzani ngani.
So I think
No, but
What's
that's
the
the thing.
sense
Real
that-
Housewives, even from like the other places and like overseas and all of that, it's changed. It used to be
So-
just
So
housewives.
women that were previously married or
Yes.
they've
So
done
if you
this and that.
if you got
Yes.
hitched today, and obviously you're Benny Maverick, business owner, entrepreneur, superstar, whatnot.
Ungafasaqhubeka mina ungafa fi you will die dead. Gege.
You don't want your
No.
partner on Real Housewives.
No.
So you see, that's another thing that we have.
Okay, wait, stay with me. God forbid you get hitched. Not the hitch part. God forbid you get divorced, because some of the ladies are divorced. They've been previously with successful men. Blah blah blah. And then you're now ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, baby mama. Now gets hit up by who produces the show? Is it BT? Who produces that show? Showmax.
It's
Showmax.
on Showmax.
Showmax hits her up and says, "Hey, listen, would
She
like
needs
to
a check.
cost you."
Yeah,
And
they pay there.
Yeah, they pay. It's. I mean, I don't know how it is, but minimum influencer situation, you're looking at like a 20K per episode. So 13 episode season. I mean,
You know, I just feel like we can't look down on them. I want but the real thing is, I want the actual Real Housewives on the show. But the problem is, the Real Housewives are married to super rich men that don't want, the same way
Yeah.
you're saying,
No,
I
you
don't want my
can't.
wife
You-
there.
you
They
can't,
don't
bro.
want as
Like,
well.
I think one of the
Like-
wealthiest men in KZN, his wife is on that show.
Yeah.
Vivian Red.
Yes.
I would like to understand how he's able to navigate that.
Hey, mina ngazi mina ngakutshela kona ukuthi mina ngu-DJ nje.
How full loot.
Angekwazi,
Give me
angekwazi.
zero.
Because like kuleya nto leyana, and whether you guys agree with me or not, it's also staged.
Oh,
No,
no, it is.
100%.
It is.
Yeah, it's also staged. So singahlala, it's like doing this podcast. Singahlala ingabi khona idrum. That's boring.
Yeah, but then we have to stage something. I have to be like,
Yeah.
oh,
But-
Benny, I don't like the way you spoke to me.
Yabona,
No, but-
there has to be a thing.
But we can stage. But once you come at me and you say you work on your back, I work
That's
on
just
my feet.
disrespectful.
Stage or not staged? Hi.
That's disrespectful.
Do you think they really had a fight for real after that? Do they like
Yes.
punch each other on the show?
They tried to. I was watching the episode today actually, and I saw producers and everyone else, camera crew, coming to hold them. They had to leave their cameras and whatever because
Yeah, I think that one was a
it
bit
was a mess.
personal.
That one was
Yeah, look,
personal.
I don't have a problem with that sort of content. I guess like, I just don't agree with it. I wouldn't advise any of my friends. I wouldn't advise anyone that I would be involved with, my family, like
Yeah.
and I've been approached for one, just by the way.
Really?
Immediately at me, now my friend, you got the wrong guy.
So even with your child, because a lot of the kids these days, when they grow up, when they're much older, they put them on these shows like Born to Fame. What are
No,
these? You wouldn't allow your child.
no, ngathi mina ingane yami ukuze ivele Instagram angazi izobe yenzeni. Yabo.
That's dope.
Yeah.
You're
so,
protecting your kid.
yeah. No, I've got 2 kids. I've got a daughter and a son. And angibaveza Instagram. Ungavela kwi-story, oh, family day, man. Enough.
Yeah.
Yabo.
Just once in a while also.
Yeah, because there's absolutely no need. People are vile out there.
Yeah.
So and again, on these shows, there's also a lot of pressure that's added to them because when they initially approach you, you have to show not even the real,
But
the
it's
fake
close to-
real version of you.
Yeah.
Because when I'm out gini, ubona uBenny and you say, okay, DJ got that DJ, une Maison, unan, surely uBenny, une Lamborghini, une mansion, unan. That is the assumption.
Yeah.
Now, when I go on this show, I have to have that. Otherwise, what are you doing on the show? One of the
things that happened on the previous episode, the Ulondi hosted a pool party at ladies. Niza in designer swimwear.
Aibo.
Dang.
Because a lot of the women were like, what I feel like is designer doesn't mean it's your designer. And then it was like, but guys, are we really
Wait, is
here
London
for the...
London a housewife?
Huh.
She's been before.
Yes, she actually, but I don't think she was married yet, but they were on the route to getting married.
The father of
Yes,
her child.
of her
Okay,
kids.
Okay.
So I think they were on the route to getting married. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Damn. While we speak about things that are happening in Durban.
Durban, July. We are.
Durban, July.
From a perspective of someone who's an insider and has hosted many a great festival and events and is the relevance still there for the city? From an entertainment perspective, put aside the profits.
100%. Look, I say Durban, July because I've been doing it. Like there's some years where I can even say Angi namhlanje. Like
Fact them.
if ngingena booking or if things are booking at least manje I'm gonna continuously keep going because Saso just started his own marquee.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the thing. So sekunento yethu
Okay.
manje lapha. So
should
and
we-
in the age group efanayo, like-minded people. So happy to do it. Never. Other than that, when Alboni asked with Durban, July.
Yes, I have.
I mean, yes, you have, but
So-
do you care?
My
No,
Durban
actually,
July
I
experience for the last, I think, 7 years has always been in shorts, earpiece and a radio, and I'm overseeing multiple marquees for some of our sponsor clients. So I've never really enjoyed Durban July.
Durban July for me is for out of towners. It's for Joburg. It's for Cape Town. Anybody coming from elsewhere. It's like, plus it's cold as fuck.
100%.
July. So to be in Durban over a weekend, I can get away from Ukbanda Wasegoli for 4 or 5 days. Great, you know. But I have found that over the years, it's become Joburg Fest more than it is Durban July, which is fine because the city still makes money. Our restaurants are full, and igoli la kona mali. So I'm not gonna cry over that. But what has happened over the years is that Durban July has been less about Durban and Durban properties and Durban things and more about Joburg. But again, who am I to like? I mean, I stopped doing parties get Durban July since Good Sunday.
Okay.
I think I had one Saso's house during the Durban July, and that's when I realized to go see no.
Yeah.
Because the Saso's house was very mid because everyone was dispersed.
Yeah.
Ufuna ukuya la, and abantu bazolandela abantu baseGoli bazolandela laba badla 100,000 kanjani, you know. So you get to a point where you realize that actually let them have their time. Durban July is more about people from outside the city coming in to enjoy the city. Yeah. So by all means, Obo Magube Njalo are there, Abo Konka are there, Max's Lifestyle is there on the Sundays and the Mondays. Because I'm only counting those things because post Durban July is on the Saturday.
Yeah, it's
actually the day before Amaklabu and whoever wants to do their own thing. So the clubs will be full. Durban businesses will thrive, and the hotel and whatnot will thrive on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday as well. Sunday, then it starts. You start seeing like the actual Durban establishments. Yeah, you see now it's real because everyone's gone to the outdoor events. There's an all black, all white, Konga, Magubenjalo, this, and all these properties
survival
are from
of the fittest
from Joburg. Now here's another thing. I can't really fight those people either, nor do I want to, because they have their own movement. Uzothi ephathini yekonga kugcwele abantu abahlezi bese konga vele abaphucanga umuntu ojwayele ukuhamba. No, they come with their own crowd. Makube njalo comes with their own crowd and then abantu baseDurban will follow where it's hot because akekho umuntu ongamazi umuntu waseGoli. And fuck, sengikhathele wena Bheni kade ngibona last week bengihleli nawe.
So let me go this side.
Yeah,
now.
It's only natural. And again, I'm fine with that because in Kulile, I've seen it. I've tried being in the space. We actually did compete with Durban July. There's a point where Pop Bottles was at its peak. But Good Sunday, my friend.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that era.
These sound like they were before my time. I
remember that era very well.
push 50 man.
Hey, I was
Hey.
Hey, Dlala.
So there was a point where we were really competing.
Yeah.
At Durban July, but it just gets it gets too much. Everyone is dispersed. I'm a suppliers. Yonke into figure late because yonke into mele suge matende ngalena ize kwena.
Yeah.
Like it was just too much to deal with, and I was like, actually, I don't need this. Also, good DJ mean. I'm very good DJ. I'm a part of
some gigs.
16 gigs and outs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Another lighter, funny thing. Donald Trump and Elon Musk broke up, guys. It's very sad. Moment of silence for people.
Sad for who?
Wait, moment of silence for people to subscribe, and then for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Halala.
But sad for who? Because
For Donald or Elon, whoever is like feels like violated in the relationship. Like 2 weeks ago, they were together. They brought our
was a
president.
toxic relationship
They
from
brought
the
our
get-go.
president to America. They said, "Look, you are killing people." Now Donald has come out and said, Elon does not wear socks to bed, and that's I want to break up. How do you guys feel? What are you guys saying? I mean, he didn't say socks to bed. He spoke about the subsidiaries and the tenders that Elon has, and.
I don't really care for those two myself. I'm just speaking on a personal level. Into yabo nje angifollow ishi anginendaba nayo. Nanokuthi like when they spread the whole white genocide thing, that was the only offside thing that was the offside thing that they said, which was completely incorrect. Everybody getting killed. It's not just white people.
100%.
Everybody dying. Like,
and apparently the 49 people, the ones that were left, want to come back now.
Of course.
Because-
Abakanye waphesheya kudlalwa kanjalo uvela ufike kuthiwa iHennessy lapha in rent u2000 EPS uvela ubone ukuthi hayi ngikhohle.
Kuthiwa, some of them didn't even like clear customs. it was just a ploy, allegedly. It was just a ploy. Some of them didn't even, like, they got off the plane, got back on the plane. Phew.
Mabahlale phayana. It's fine. They wanted to leave, isn't it?
Yeah, angithi-
Bahambe, whoever Bahambile. I don't really care much about that. What I have been paying attention to is the Diddy case. Diddy's my guy. People,
No
you know,
way. Hold
and-
up.
and-
Diddy's your guy.
no, he's
Well,
Uthi-
take that.
mina ngikhule ngo-Diddy. Like,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, ngikhule ngo-Diddy, so like
all that
Diddy's
baby
my guy.
oil.
You know, isn't it crazy to learn all these things about someone, especially for me because I've idolized them
Yeah.
all this time. So to learn izinto ezikanje, you sick, man.
No, the craziest things, because I kind of had a conception of, okay, we're going to
Babe, I'm
hear.
still shooting something to fire back.
I kind of had a conception of like, we're going to hear the worst stuff that he's done to
Yeah.
Cassie and other women and so
Oh.
on and so forth. However, also, Kid Cudi, he
All of them.
literally blew up his car.
No, Diddy we gangster buffet.
he
That's
did the worst.
No, Cassie was on some freaknik shit.
No, but she was
No, let's not get into
manipulated
that.
into that.
Do we feel?
Let's not do that. You see, that's a whole nother podcast on its own. I don't want to go into that. Tina, what we must do is acknowledge the I don't want to say it's character assassination, because he really is a sick-minded individual.
Mm.
I-crime angazi ukuthi ingenaphi in him being sick. So ngisho kanje.
Mm.
Udidi, he's got to go. Akabosh.
Mm.
But uboshelwa in. Mina ngithi uboshelwa ukuthi wambhaxa case. Okay, we all saw that. Abusive nan. Why bomb imoto kaKid Cudi? Okay, mbopheleni lokho. The whole other stuff,
Ubu sex freak. We are bosh.
back and forth. He said, she said, I caught my text messages. I'm always ready for a gangbang. What did you say?
Hey,
Always
hey.
ready for a freak off. Neither Punisher ngalana.
I don't think I agree with you, but as you said, that's a whole nother topic for another type of podcast. I don't fully agree with you on that. I actually don't agree with you at
But
all on that.
can we agree on
that's
the
okay.
fact that, like, this shit is wild?
The whole
As
thing is
fuck.
wild.
But then on the flip side,
But then he then, like, when they're done, like, she then takes the stuff out and then rubs it on his chest. Did yini?
The fact that they've had to pay hotels more than like just paying for the
Angeke, bitch.
room, because the cleaning, there was blood all over.
He's
there
gotta
was
go, bro.
pee,
He's gotta go.
No, he-
Like umphakathi wona self awukho safe
Yeah,
makusakhona
Udidi
yena kahambe yena,
Udidi
mfethu.
udinga forum.
No, he
Udinga
needs to
forum
go.
straight.
Awudidi yena
he
kahambe
needs
mfethu.
to
Kodwa
go.
nje in terms of other things zakhe angihlangene lapho. Oh, also then it came out ukuthi one of the people that were testifying against him is 50 Cent's baby mama. Wild business. Oh, 50 is trolling this guy and he's never liked him and whatnot and
And
whatnot.
now,
In the midst of
Mawenga
all this,
Nyaka is now-
Didi wa genga nefro. Oh, baby mom. Dang.
Maybe that's why you didn't like him. Maybe 50
No,
just
no.
want to come out with that.
50 didn't like him because
No, 50 said it years ago. He said,
why
Diddy
why
Fruity.
ibamba elo low I
Yeah, he said it on.
yeah,
Oh.
he
He said it in there's
He said he
interviews.
wants to take Diddy shopping.
There's a funny video that one.
Ayikho indoda mina ngathi mina open, let's go shopping.
There's a funny video I want you
Yeah,
guys to go check out. I think it's Fabulous and Diddy. I can't remember where they were being interviewed. Could have been Drink Champs. And Diddy looks Fab in the eye and he goes, "But Fab, you ain't really party with me like that.
Yeah, good drink champs, eh?
You ain't really party with me like that." I went back and I watched. I'm like, what do you mean you ain't really party? Because they did act bad with Young Miami and Fabulous and whatever. And if you've seen that whole video and they went on a spree, they were partying the whole weekend, blah, blah, blah. And Fab was like, nah, we partied. And he's like, yeah, but we ain't partied. I'm like, hey, pause, bro.
Ufunienzi freaknik zakhe.
Hey, man, don't do that. But guys, before we close off the show and thinking, there's something very serious that is happening in our country. We've touched on it in our previous episodes. Those who follow the How We Live family, you know our firm stance against violence against women and children. We don't fuck with that shit. Something very tragic happened in the country. A young lady by the name of Olerato was brutally murdered. Those who know the specifics, I think we've all seen them countrywide. We've seen them everywhere. That's a plague that we've spoken about on our previous episode. We've expressed our views. Myself, Unati, those who follow us, they know how we feel about this thing. But I wanted to get Benny is a father of a girl. I wanted to touch on this a little bit because I think it's a very important that as much as we have fun and we laugh and we do all these things, it's very important that we as a country we remember that we have an ongoing serious problem that needs to be resolved. And yeah, like, have you seen the reports, bro? Like, what like, how does this make you feel as a girl dad yourself? Like,
You know, I saw something the other day. They were interviewing some pedophile. Which is crazy because why would you ask a pedophile this? Bembuzo ukuthi, what do you look for in your victims? And then one of the things that he said was, I look at the parents. I need to see if I need to look at the parents. I need to see if the parents is a threat or not.
oh, the father is I think I saw that.
And as a girl dad, that's the first thing that I need to be. I need to look like, you must understand that anything can pop off from the people that I surround myself with to me who I am. Kanjalo. You must know that uthi alufagwa.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So going back to a situation Sislo, I saw it everywhere because it's everywhere, right? But what I'm most happy about is that them niggas is dead, or one of them is dead.
I think one shot, one apprehended. Kudos to your police
Inja Mkwanazi.
Yes.
Guys, you guys need to give him Mkwanazi.
Bro,
Yeah,
if you watch our previous episode, I spent 10 minutes
some
giving
girl
him his
put
flowers.
Just to be lighthearted, some girl did a TikTok, right? Was begi patanat. Or bega I think he made meal and something else, but no, and a pack of beans. Right, Mkwanazi. So if you take butternut in Zulu, itanga, yinle ichola bezulu, amabele, no ponches,
all for you.
Mkwanazi. Here you go.
Me.
No, guys, give that man
100%.
Give that man everything.
Actively.
If there's and I hope is incorruptible, if that's a word, because that man is cleaning up. Alufawa boy, like that man is cleaning up, and you must know that for every action there will be consequences so long as that man is around.
100%.
So, condolences to everyone who lost umuntu, or who lost that girl, who if she was in your life. It's very sad that guys, inkomo is one of the easiest things you can ever get, bro.
I'm closer inkomo as an account.
Imomozi, vagina, you know. Yeah.
Kunana.
Like it's if you wanted, like it's one of the easiest things you can get, so long as I'm even saying this. Mauno 50 rand pagetenu I'm gakwen.
Yeah.
Bro, like how is that a thing for you? Uguti uifuna ngenkani. When I ngiyakhipha 50 rand ngiyami ngiyithola.
Hey man.
You know? So yeah,
we live in scary times.
Yes.
Yeah. So to all the men out there, we need to do better, gents. We need to love our children. We need to love our families, our mother, take care of any and everyone on our yako. And whenever you do anything, whenever you think about a female, think about if that was your child, if that was your mother, would you be okay with that? Lastly, niggas, ipana abantu besifazane imali.
Allah, 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 Allah. Benny
Please
Maverick has
repeat
spoken.
that. Please repeat the last line.
To my niggas, abantu besilisa, ipani abantu besifazane, imali.
Cash Doyla. Una, before we wrap up, any closing arguments? Anything you up to? Anything Benny's up to? Tell us before we go home.
I mean, I think by the time this episode comes out, we will be approaching Father's Day.
Yes.
And we've seen that you've been a great dad to your kids. So we would like to say from our Live Santon team and How We Live team, Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to all the great daddies out there.
Happy Father's Day to me in advance.
In advance. We're hoping this is
Baby, next day is your call.
weird flex, but okay. I also would like to say thank you for everyone that has been watching our podcast for the past couple of weeks. We are pushing numbers, and it's all thanks to you guys. We see all your comments. We see all your suggestions. We see everything. I try and respond to almost every single thing. So we appreciate the love.
Shout out.
Thank you for telling me I always look pretty. I do it all for you guys. Please bully Kilamo into cutting his hair.
It's not going to happen.
Bully him into
20,000
cutting his hair.
subscribers. I'll
Benny
cut my hair
Maverick.
on live.
Is there anything that's coming in the near future that you would like us to know about?
Yeah, shameless plug. Firstly, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for having me. You look absolutely beautiful, Unati.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kilamo, for having me today.
Shout out.
Like I told you guys before in the interview, I've got an album dropping. Album is called Valencia, which is a very special name to me.
Okay.
It is my mother's name. And I've pretty much, even the intro of the album is my mother's talking to me, talking
That's
to
so
her children.
That's cute.
So yeah, pretty much that's the only thing that I really want to put out there with you guys. Tinas Pumetegwin, and Ite was not known for piano, but we're good at this when we know what we're doing. Listen to the music without thinking, oh, nang do DJ lo, oh, I ain't Dlala now. No, listen to this with saying,
This is music.
this is music. Shout out to everyone in Durban. Shout out to Durban as a whole. You guys have kept me going over these years. Shout out to Liv Santon. You guys always appreciate my music. You guys always appreciate.
We're partying at Live tonight,
yeah,
no?
hard. So yeah, man, love, peace, and happiness. No GBV. Again, give your woman money. Nsale kahle nonke emakhaya. Danko.
La, la.
Bye.
We love you guys.
Mwah.
That was another episode of How We Live. Peace.